I've made over $244,000 in the gig economy, leveraging one very simple framework. And that, my friend, is exactly what I'm going to teach you today. You see, I figured out how to turn something I was already doing, using my voice, into a real business. And after this video, you'll be able to steal the entire 7-step framework that I've used to generate over $244,000. And this is also the exact same framework that I'm using myself and implementing with all my clients and customers now. And actually, I'll just go ahead and tell you the 7-step framework and show you exactly how it translates into profitable gig services. It's something I like to call the 7 Ps. Pick, professional, profile, proof, pricing, provide, progress. And you know what? If you're ready to start an additional stream of cash flow and you want someone to help you skip all the hurdles and just start making money in the gig economy, give me a call and we'll talk through your situation and see if it's something that makes sense. Just click on the description. Regardless, let's talk about why you want a piece of the gig economy. All right, how to double your income in 2026. Take the next 4 months, or the last 4 months of 2025 and build a gig that will pay you forever, guys. It is so freaking cool. Anybody can do this. All right, you can start today. There's just so many things that you can do. We're going to talk about the gig economy. What is the gig economy? The gig economy is basically freelance, right? Comes from the word engagement. Jazz musicians in the early 1900s doing gigs, right? So right now, the global gig economy market reached over $556 billion in 2024. It's projected to more than triple to 1.8 trillion. 1.8 trillion. So 1,800 billion by 2032. That's crazy. And this is not unique. 68 million people just in the US are part of the gig economy. It's nearly a third of the workforce. 30% of people, they aren't even working at all. And so basically 1/3 of the workforce is working as a freelancer in the gig economy. 1 out of 3. It's time to get your piece. Seriously, even if you have a job right now, got to get a second stream of income. You can't keep up with inflation and everything else. There's no way. There's so many ways that you can do this in the space, but I found a site called Fiverr.com and it's so user friendly. I'm not a rep for them. I don't make any money for telling you that I like Fiverr and that I use Fiverr. It's just helped change my life. It's an amazing platform. So this is like an incredible place where there's 3.6 million active users. So there's people. It's a giant warehouse, bazaar of every service and industry that you can think of that is digital. And so you can basically go on there and sell your wares to a global audience. It's absolutely amazing. And it's free. It is free. Sign up on Fiverr today. Don't waste any time like I did. All right, so there's 700 categories that you can choose from. 700 different categories. We've got graphic and design, digital marketing, writing and translation, programming and tech, video and animation. I do a lot of that kind of stuff. Obviously, look what I'm doing right here. Music and audio. I've been asked to sing. I am a singer as well, so I've been asked to do music. The audio, of course, the voiceover stuff, guys, it just pays really well. The beautiful thing about all this is that you can take something that you're already doing. You may not even know that it's a real job. You're good at organizing. You're good at techie stuff, troubleshooting. You've got a great personality and you're good on camera. Maybe you like to design different rooms and stuff in your house. And so design. There's so much that people are missing out on. You could be making some extra money. Hopefully that's why you're clicking on this video, because you just want to make some extra money. Lifestyle even. Just helping, you could be a life coach or a mentor to somebody. There's a lot of people looking out there. Traditional education, well, there's always going to be traditional education, higher learning, at universities and stuff. More and more people are looking to get educated online. It's so much cheaper. You don't have to go into 6 figures worth of debt in order to learn something. And so I think that's the way most things are going these days. You want to research the professionals. There's already a lot of people out there doing whatever it is that you've got an idea of doing. And maybe you're already an expert in that field, but if you're not, it's not a big deal. You just start with what you're good at and you just, build upon that, expand on that. So research the professionals. How do you do that? Well, there's a great free source. It's called YouTube. You're on it most likely right now watching me. And I've learned so much watching YouTube. I learned how to do everything that you see right here. Through YouTube. Somebody giving out free information. There's so much free information on YouTube. Definitely do your research from the professionals. Okay, so when you start on Fiverr.com, you're going to set up a profile. Okay, that's the next P. You want to keep it fairly simple. You want it to be very straightforward. And if you're having trouble like thinking about you're very new to this, like I was at one point, you're thinking about all the various things that, what are my offerings? What am I good at? What am I telling people that are coming and looking at my profile? What am I telling them that I'm good at? Basically, just go and cheat off of a top seller. Go look at a category that you're interested in and cheat off of the top sellers. That's exactly what I did because I didn't know all the things that a voiceover artist would offer. You know, a lot of people, when they think of using your voice, they think of like a movie trailer or, you know, like a Kickstarter video. But there is so much stuff, guys. There's just tutorials on things. There's, you know, of course, there's like UGC videos, you know, like where people are like hawking a product, you know, on TikTok. Basically, there are so many different types of work out there that you just don't imagine whenever you're stuck at your 9-to-5 kind of job. You know, you're pigeonholed into one thing and it's what you do all day and you don't think about all the little intricacies. You know, it's kind of like that show Dirty Jobs. Every time you watch something like that, you're seeing something, you're like, oh my gosh, you know, I guess I figured in the back of my mind that something like that has to be done, but I never thought of doing it, or I never imagined all the different parts and people that, you know, that it takes to, you know, run a sewer system or water, you know, cleaning system or something like that. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of things that you are doing right now or that you're kind of good at, but you could get a little bit better and you can sell them on Fiverr to a worldwide audience and be getting orders all day, every day, as much as you want. It's your business too. That's the cool part. You don't have to take all the work that comes in if you don't want to. And a lot of times, at least in my case, you're not working for hours and hours and hours. This is not a 9-to-5. This is more like 1 to 2, you know, or a 9:30 to 10:30. It's that kind of job, and you can make a significant amount of income. So back to the profile, copy and paste, you know, basically the bones of a top seller's profile, and then change things out as maybe you don't understand it, or you don't actually offer it, or you're actually not good at it. But at least it gives you kind of this layout structure. And obviously whatever they put in worked, and so just cheat off of them. It's just, sometimes it literally is that simple. Just cheat off. Kind of like I'm giving you all this free information on this video. You cheat off of me. I don't even know. I might title this one, Just Copy Me. You see a lot of those kind of videos on YouTube. But just copy people. Don't reinvent the wheel. You know, you got to make it your own wheel, I guess, but you don't have to reinvent it completely. I'm a vocal coach, stage actor, videographer, artist. I can speak many different voices and characters, narrations, whiteboard animation. See, some of those things I never even thought of. Whiteboard animation, TV and radio, of course, internet marketing, you know, YouTube voice, business training. These are all different keywords, obviously. These are things that people might look up once they get on the site. But what's great about Fiverr is, versus a lot of other platforms, is you don't have to go searching for the client and you don't have to pay for the client. There's other sites out there where you have to pay. You have to buy something. It's a token, basically, and then you've got to use those tokens in order to where you have to pay. You have to buy something. It's a token, basically, and then you've got to use those tokens in order to basically put out your resume to people. You don't have to do that on Fiverr. That's what's great. It's absolutely free. You can start today. You should start today. Don't be like me. I waited a long time before I put together my profile. Don't do it. All right, create profile. That's the next P. Then we've got, your gig title. Okay, so this is very important too. This is what people are going to see on the Fiverr site. Let's just pop over there real quick. Okay, so this is Fiverr's site right here. And welcome back, Jonathan. So this is just showing the last few gigs that I've looked at. Obviously, I'm looking at mine. So this is like your little storefront. okay? So people will type in things up here in a different category, and they'll be like, okay, let's just say that they're looking for UGC videos. So they click on UGC videos. They need somebody like me to come in and talk about their trading platform or whatever. And so all of these people have made a little storefront. This is their gig page. And so obviously it's very effective to have a video here. Very important to have a video. So knowing about lighting, staging, how far away the camera is, what kind of camera, phone, all that kind of stuff. It can be overwhelming in the beginning. But I'm telling you, if you put some time into this, you will come out with something that will pay you forever. And that's what's so cool. But that's the beautiful part about this, is that it's not going to hold on to all your time and all your attention. In the beginning, of course, you want to, water the plant. You don't want to just lollygag. You want to treat everything that you're doing, with the utmost importance, so that you can build it into a gig, into a business where people will just show up and buy from you. Look at this, $275. $275, and that's just a starting place. Take a look. This one starts at $100. So I think we were going to get into this in a second. I'm kind of jumping around. Oh yeah, the gig title. Gig title to hook you. You want to hook people with your gig title. So I will speak with a deep, epic voice. Okay, again, so it has to be really short, right? It has to fit on this line, has to convey obviously whatever it is that you're selling, and try to make it unique to you. So I have a deep, epic voice. I can do the deep, epic. You always want to kind of lead with your best quality, I guess. So I can do high and goofy stuff too, but and again, this is not a voiceover video. If you do voiceover, great. I'd love to be able to help you with that as well. But this is for anybody who, like I said, let's pop over here real quick. I know I'm kind of jumping around haphazard, but when you're making a video like this, and I'm not doing it with any kind of script, I'm just talking off the cuff here and trying to keep it moving along. There's so many different categories. Website design. Here's what's crazy. A lot of people think, well, why would somebody pay me to do it when they could just do it? They could just get on Squarespace and create a website for themselves. Why don't they do that? Guys, there's so many people, they're so busy with what they're doing. Maybe they're already making 6 figures, 7 figures, and they need upgrades and they need help, but they're not a techie person. Or they honestly just don't have the time. They've got a big family. They're traveling. They want to just throw it off to somebody like you who's sitting at home just ready to take $200, $300, $500 to do that very simple task for them, to just get it out of their way. They just don't want to have to deal with it. You just pay somebody else, a freelancer like you can be. You're going to be if you want to be. Okay, so I'm jumping around, but these are your website designers, and I would just recommend video reels with everything. But like we were saying, a gig title to hook. All right, let's take a look at a couple more of these. These are some big top sellers. I will do Figma website design and UI UX mockup. Okay, it's just it's very straightforward. We're not getting creative and fancy here. We're not designing. This isn't about design. This is about telling them the facts. Maybe using like 1 or 2 keywords where somebody's going to find you because they're looking up UI or UX. Those are things I know nothing about. So the next P is proof. All right, so about me, we kind of looked at that, do a lot of copy and pasting from the top sellers, and then there's a lot of helpers out there like ChatGPT and Claude, and I think there's a Gemini, there's a few others to help you write up a small, you could say like, I need it to be this long, I need it to be 2 paragraphs or 1 paragraph or whatever it is. It needs to talk about this, talk about that, and it'll put it all together for you. It blows my mind. AI is changing everything. It's making things happen a lot faster. A lot of the scripts that if you watch any of my other videos, a lot of those are scripted, and I'm basically taking what I'm talking about right here, putting it into ChatGPT, and it's kind of putting a bow on it, so that it flows really nice from one section to the next, so that there's no dead time, and so that I'm moving quickly, because you'll get bored and then you'll click off the video, and that doesn't help my algorithm. Doesn't keep the world going, spinning around. All right, ad tags. I think you know what those are. If you don't, keywords, tags. It's just like one word or 2 words that somebody's going to type in to find you. Okay, so obviously those are important. Sometimes you have to mess around with this. You start in one spot, and if you don't get traction after a certain amount of time, you got to switch it up. And there's places that you can go to, keywordtool.io. So the next P is pricing. All right, in the beginning, you're going to want to, at least I did, you want to start with a $5 gig, right? It's called Fiverr after all. The name of the game in the beginning is just to get orders. It's not to make a fortune on your first order. It's just to get orders. So you can get the ball rolling so that Fiverr sees you're serious. We want to start sending more clients to you. Look at what a great job they did with this $5 gig. So let's start sending them higher, bigger and bigger clients. Because eventually you want to get to vetted pro or top seller or both so that you're on those front pages. So you're getting lots and lots of gigs, and then you can start raising your prices, and you see where I'm going here. So name of the game is getting lots of work. So doing it on the super cheap, do it for next to nothing, honestly, because really what you want are the great reviews. So after you get done with somebody, you want to ask for reviews, and I think we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, let's see. I got to move this here. So the $5 gigs, you're going to generate more traffic, but then conversely, or is that the right word? I don't know. You'll also want to have a $100 gig because there's going to be a lot of people that will filter you out. On Fiverr, on the site, there's a filter, so when people are searching for you and whatever, they can say, I'm looking for a male or a female, I'm looking for very experienced or a beginner, I'm looking for somebody $5 and less, or I'm looking for somebody $100 and more. So you don't want to get priced out of the $100 and more, even if you're just starting out, because, and I'm telling you, the first time I got one of those, because you're doing the same work essentially, right? You're just getting paid a lot more because somebody believes that you are better because you charge $100 more. They're trying to basically filter out the riffraff. They're just like, I want to just deal with the best, multi-million-dollar companies, just like click $100 or more. So you don't want to price yourself out of that. So you want to make 2 gigs essentially for the exact same service. Okay. So make sure you get a $100 gig, more value. And those clients are generally a lot easier to work with, right? They're not trying to squeeze out of you as much as they can for the dollar amount. You'd be so surprised. It's just kind of like, I don't know, going to CC's Pizza and somebody's throwing a fit. They paid $5 and they're like, you don't have the pizza that I want. But the people who are paying $100 at the fancy restaurant, they're just like, we love everything and here's a great tip on top of it. Works the same with Fiverr. People will tip you as well. I haven't even talked about that. So pricing, the next P. Pricing that reaches all buyers. Oh, extras. That's another thing. Let's see if I can pop over real quick to my extras. This is basically like you're just taking the same gig and then you're just giving people like rush delivery or commercial rights, the right to use your work for they can make money using your work. Basically, these are easy upgrades that you put on there and people just buy them. And you're doing essentially the same work, but you're just getting paid sometimes 10 times as much. And people don't care. They just want it done right. So just treat all your customers, whether it's $5 or $500, treat them all amazingly. And the biggest thing with that is going to come repeat customers. A lot of my customers are just people who just come back. They come back. Sometimes they come back by the week. Sometimes they come back by the month. Sometimes it's a year. A lot of times it'll be like a children's recital or something like that. And they'll just hit me up once a year. And that $150, $250 to just do a short script and edit it up for them. And they play it, announcing, the kids as they walk out and dance and whatever. So it's amazing, like the work that you'll do all around the world. I've been in over 74 countries now, working with different clients, just every single country in Europe, a lot of Africa, all of Asia. It's cool. It's cool, the connects that you get. All right, the next P is provide. So we want to do quality work. Obviously, as I've been saying, set up notifications on your phone, set the app. Okay, super important. You have to connect with people as soon as possible. So if somebody sends you a message, somebody sends you an order, you need to get on that right away. Okay, so you got to have the app set up on your phone and respond to them right away, even if it's just a thanks on the order, or, if somebody messaged you, how can I help you? And you can also set up an automated response, but obviously it's better if you're hitting the site every day. That's another thing. Get on Fiverr, especially in the beginning. Get on Fiverr's site every morning as soon as you wake up, and stay on it throughout the day if you can. On your phone or on your desktop or whatever, because Fiverr wants to see that you're working on the site, right? That you're there, and that algorithm and the people, they've actually got eyes on the screens too, watching all of the vendors to see like who's interested in providing for more clients, because Fiverr gets 20% of everything you make, right? So if you're helping them make money, they're going to send more clients your way, and the more clients you get sent your way, the busier you get, and the busier you get, the higher prices you get to charge. So, okay, great communication. That's the most essential thing, right? In any relationship, people got to know where you're at. It should be self-explanatory, but just don't overlook anything. Don't take anything for granted. This is your business. Treat it like it's your spouse or your significant other, okay? Because this is going to benefit you for the rest of your life if you want it to. So, it's super cool. Super cool. Pills are good. Okay, over-deliver, especially in the beginning, but always over-deliver. People, sometimes they're going to pay you for that over-delivery, which means like doing your digital work, whatever it is, service faster and delivering that faster, or going above and beyond. Like in my case, if somebody didn't edit, that didn't pay for editing, I'd go ahead and just edit it anyway. Eventually, you do figure out, though, that there's some things where you actually are over-delivering too much, and you actually do need to charge for those things. But those are little things that you'll pick up along the way. It's just like, you got to jump in there and do it. Again, if I haven't said it yet, go and sign up on Fiverr.com today. Again, I don't get a dime from them, except for, the money that I'm making like through the site and whatnot. All right, and respond fast. Obviously, we already talked about that, but, just get a hold of people quickly. All right, so the next P, progress. We want to progress. There's so many ways to grow. Friends to know. Reading Rainbow. It's coming back, I heard. All right, so Fiverr Go and Seller Plus. So when you get big enough, they actually like send somebody to you. And like your own personal concierge kind of person, who would ask me, is there anything that you need? I'm just like, oh, this is cool though. But there's definitely ways to like, look at your analytics a little closer, like how much volume you're doing, that kind of thing. And an AI agent to help you, put all that together. So Fiverr Go and Seller Plus, these are paid for. So Fiverr is totally free, but these are paid for services if you need a boost, if you feel like you're lagging, or if you feel like there's a part of your business that needs a little help. Fiverr Go, Seller Plus, I haven't done them, but they can be good. Oh, let's just stay on this side. Be you. Look at me right here, talking like this. This is the way that I talk to my clients. I just keep it playful, easy going. It's just like, hey, I'm a normal person. I don't have to be all like that. That's not why we do these jobs, right? This is not why I'm on Fiverr. It's not to be like the straight-laced person. Of course, you want to give them the assurance that their work is going to get done. It's going to be done in a professional manner, but it's also like, hey, man, how's it going over there in Hungary? I was just talking to a guy in Hungary. It's just like, just chill, be yourself. It's part of the fun, because not everything, of course, it's about making money, but, it's about how you make it too. And I keep going back to it, but the greatest benefit of all of this is that you don't have to be tied to a desk all the time. You can get done with your work real quick in the morning or in the evening or whenever, and then you're off to do something else. And you can take it on the road too, as I've done many times. Drove from San Francisco all the way to Bangor, Maine. Guess where I was doing my voiceover? In the hotel. I'd actually go and like find the quietest room, and I've been through every crazy scenario. Ice machine, air conditioning unit in the wall. I don't know, I'm kind of going off on a tangent. But what I'm basically saying is, having this second income, which eventually became my full-time income, is a life changer, because now you can create your own destiny. You can stay at your other job and have two incomes, or you can invest everything into this eventually and leave whatever you're doing. or, put the money into other things so that you can grow your business in different ways. All right, we talked about this a little bit, but ask for 5-star reviews. Don't just assume people will give them to you, even if they leave you a nice compliment. Thanks so much, Jonathan, for doing such a great job. I really appreciate it. And then they forget to give you a review, or they just give you 3 stars, and you're like, did I do something wrong? Like, sometimes I'm like, is there anything I did wrong? And it's just like, no, it was great. They think 3 or 4 stars is great. It's like, no, we need 5. We need lots of 5-star reviews. That is going to help the algo. So yeah, get yourself some 5-star reviews. That is going to help you in the algo. So lots of reviews. Do as much work as you can on the cheap, because eventually it's going to pay off. Like any other business, right? It's not going to happen overnight, but you put the time in, you put the effort in, it's gonna be there. Stay on Fiverr. This one's important too. Stay on the site as much as you can. Like I said, wake up in the morning, get on it. Don't forget to play around throughout the day. Like I said, it's at times you might need to add keywords into your About Me section. That's another important one. Scratch that down. Add keywords into your About Me section, but you don't want to repeat what's in your About Me and in your gig title. So why do we do all this? Okay, I had freedom here, but then I was just like, okay, it sounds so generic. It's just like, come on, guys, this is fun. Okay, the whole reason of doing anything in life, I think, is so that you can get to play. That's either play with your kids or create a family so that you can play with your kids, but you need to have time to do that. If you're stuck at a 9-to-5 all the time and you're not going anywhere and you're not building your own future for yourself, it's just like, it's demoralizing. So I just say, no matter what you're doing right now in life, and this can be a fun hobby. You could start this as a fun hobby that eventually will start making a lot of money. And you go like, oh my gosh, if I put like some real time into this. Yeah, so you want to play. We want to play just to make it today. Show my age there. Cash in on the gig life. It is fun. Get a gig. Get a gig. Guys, you already have the talent. You've already got the talent. And time is money, and money is time. And it's just like, you've only got so much. And the more of this that you can make, the more of this you can free up. I mean, again, a lot of this stuff is just basic common knowledge. You know it. I know it. We all kind of know it, but we don't think about it enough. And then all of a sudden it's gone and we're like, what am I doing? But guys, you can change it all today. And like I said at the beginning of this video, if you're the kind of person that needs somebody to walk you through, to jump over those hurdles together, to just get you up and going so that you're making money quicker. I took a long time to get started. I took like 8 months to get started. And then it was like another 8 months before I really got going. It's just like, guys, we can speed this all ahead. And like I said, you can do it all yourself. But if you want me to help you, genuinely, there is a link in the description. It's a Calendly link. I can't ever say it. Calendly. I hate saying it. Calendly link. It's a link in the description. You can literally book a call with me. There's no sales team or anything. I will talk to you one-on-one on a phone call and just talk about your situation. What are you doing now for work? What are your talents? What are you looking to explore? How soon? Yada, yada, yada. And so please, don't hesitate. But like I said, I would get on Fiverr.com today and just sign up and start futzing around, looking around. Guys, I really appreciate you taking the time. If you made it to the end of this video, congratulations. On YouTube, so many people don't. I just thought, I'm just going to riff this one. I'm just going to riff the whole thing and try to look into the camera and look down here. And my nose is just itching like crazy, so I better let you go. All right, until the next one.